This team is the strongest team that I have used so far in Great League Remix, and I can't wait to showcase to you because we're having a Mandibuz up on the lead. At the back we have two Pokemon pretty weak to fighting, so that's why we're gonna use the air slash version of Mandibuz because we want to take care of that weakness. Right now we're gonna go in with our Marsupilami, the amazing Vigoroth with those Pod Slams able to do solid work up against the other normal type and the other main safe switch of this cap, the Dapgul. So overall Dapgul can serve like a better safe switch, especially for its coverage against Cresselia and the ghost types, but of course I still like the counter move on Vigoroth. That's why I recommend using counter on your safe switch, and of course Vigoroth can absolutely help with that matter. Having now one foul play on that poor Cresselia, and right after we're just gonna keep going here with our Pokemon. It is gonna be the future side. This gives me some time to think, and I believe that they do not have Moonblast at this point, so we can definitely take advantage of that. Well, what I want to do here is to go ahead and pressure for one more foul play and perhaps block the next move just in case they have a Hyper Beam. Of course they're gonna get now to their move. It is gonna be the Hyper Beam. Down we go, but I spend no shields at all, so it's all up to the Regirock to do the remaining work. So this is gonna take a while to unfold, but still you're gonna see that Regirock is an amazing Pokemon. Overall we can always bait for that potential Focus Blast, but of course as it seems they are super low right now that they even have to block those stone edges, respecting the damage here with two shields on that Diggersby. So Fire Punch is gonna be taken. For a moment I was thinking that they have the weird combo of Hyper Beam and Earthquake, but this is not the case at all. The Stone Edge now will finish off this poor Pokemon, and now all we have to do is to reach to the Earthquake to secure the victory against this Cresselia, and of course we're gonna get there. So if you cannot get Earthquake on your Regirock, it's absolutely fine. This move is Legacy after all. You need to Elite TM it into your Regirock, but still when you do, if you decide to go with it, you're gonna have much more fun than the Focus Blast version, to be honest, because this will give you ton of coverage against threats that the Focus Blast cannot. So right here we're gonna have kind of a weird lead against this Galarian Linoon, and at the same time we switch out to our next Pokemon. So Vigoroth against this Dragalge, and I will try to grab a shield with the potential Bulldoze here, but this is not gonna be the case at all because they are gonna take it, and now the Body Slam will just connect for the second time. No move from my opponent, which means that we can farm down with those counters. On the switch we're met up with that Toxicroak, and of course this is looking pretty good for us, and that's why I like Air Slash on Mandibuz. We can always press so much with that Air Slash of ours, dealing super effective damage to those fighters, and now with that fighter out of the way we can absolutely have the upper hand with Regirock. Of course the only thing that this Galarian Linoon is gonna throw to us is gonna be Body Slam, because I have a suspicion that the other move is gonna be a Gang Shot, which is also resisted. So Regirock, an absolute beast for this cap. Stone Edge now for big damage on the Linoon. They have farmed up a little bit extra here. Perhaps we're gonna see the Gang Shot, still resisted, able to survive, and now the amazing Earthquake to finish off the work here up against this Toxicroak, and that's gonna be a great game. Mandibuz against Castform, we have to stay in. Mandibuz is gonna do a tremendous amount of work up against them as long as we can avoid the Thunder, because Thunder can be absolutely deadly from that version of Castform. Here comes now the move. No, I'm just gonna switch out. Okay, I thought they were gonna get first to the move, then switch out. Totally outplayed myself over here. And now the Body Slams are just gonna add up in big damage against the Mandibuz. So here comes now another move. I'm just gonna take whatever they throw. I know that the first one can always be taken, and since they have Air Slash, all they want to do is to charge up to 5 every single time to reach to their next charge attack. As it seems here, we can even pressure for the shield, but they let it go through, so down goes their Mandibuz. Steelix now goes in. Perhaps they're thinking that with my Vigoroth out of the way, they can have a better matchup against the end game, but of course I'm not having a second counter user, but instead the Earthquake version of the Regirock. What I also like about Earthquake that I didn't mention before is it can charge up much faster than Focus Blast, so you can definitely catch off guard your opponent, especially if they're trying to count for a Focus Blast. I know it's pretty rough to count a move like Lock On, but still if they do, you're gonna have the upper hand up against the enemy. So right here I'm just gonna block because I think this is gonna be definitely a thunder. They have farmed up a lot of energy before, and right here they're gonna throw their energy, which gives me a lot of hope because I can farm down right here, have double foul play ready to go, and I can definitely take that final shield out of play with ease. Of course they're gonna block the second move, not the first, and because I have a feeling that they will try to farm down, perhaps we can even get to the third foul play and we can to finish off the Steelix. Let's get that sweet victory, trainers, and that's gonna be another great game for this team. Dusclops up on the lead, not the best lead for them because their ghost type were dark, but of course since they have ice punch, perhaps on the long term of the battle after a few rotations they might be kind of problematic. I don't know, we're gonna see together since we're having now this Cradily at the switch. So normally this is looking like a pretty solid battle for our Pokemon here, but of course if they want to they can easily take 2 shields out of us. Hopefully they go down, and now they will return with the Dusclops. So Dusclops will be an amazing counter Pokemon to our counter user, which makes no sense, but it still is because this is a ghost type Pokemon that can resist pretty much anything that we can throw, but of course they still have to throw some energy if they want to have the upper hand. So Ice Punch here for cheap damage on my bird. Even when super effective, Mandibuz can still take it with ease, and now we can reach to the Earthquake for big damage on the Diggersby. So okay, let me be straight and square here. These battles are made and done practice. They are practice battles against some of my fans of this channel, some of my favorite fellow Discord members. So you're gonna see that we're gonna have a lot of fun here with a lot of different picks. So they use the Earthquake, now they're using the Hyper Beam, and that's why I blocked. I was pretty sure that they were running double spice on this Diggersby. That's why I blocked. Normally I wouldn't block here, so they could catch me off guard, but I know this trainer that they're running moves like this all the time, so huge shout out to them. But I think that we can absolutely win this battle now, especially after blocking this big Hyper Beam, and as they DM'd right after, they were super close to another move here with the Diggersby, and that is a very close victory after all. Into the next one now with a Cantonian Shadow Ninetales up on the lead. So this is pretty scary, but surely we can go right after with those foul plays. First one, big damage on the Shadow K9, but of course if they can get to the overhit, the battle is already over. Instead they're gonna get to those weather balls for the bait, and now I'm just gonna seal the second one because I have a feeling that we can do a lot of work up against them with Mandibuz right now, and we're gonna switch out at the same time into our safe switch. They have a Cradily, we have a Vigoroth, and of course we're just gonna keep going here with our Pokemon. By blocking the Rock Slide, we can guarantee kinda the knockout with a potential Bulldoze here, because they can still survive with 1 HP in the Dream. Are you kidding me? Top IVs most probably on that Cradily. Look at that CP mark, and now the Ninetales will return. We can easily farm down. At the back there is gonna be the Dragonair, and all we have to do is to go ahead and use those Body Slams. On the plus side, it is also gonna be a Shadow, so more damage that it is gonna take. Both of them shields are out of play, and all we have to do here is to survive like a champ this Aqua Tail. Can we do it? Yes we can. Big damage, but still we can take it, and now the Earthquake will connect for bigger damage over here. To my surprise, they survived it pretty easily, so that can be a mistake. Perhaps going for double Stone Edge could have been the key, but it doesn't matter because Mandibuz and its bulk can really make up for it, and we're just gonna keep pressuring for another foul play to finish off this trainer. So well played to them once again, but Mandibuz with its bulk is absolutely amazing. We're having the worst possible lead, I believe, here against this Sandslash, and not only because they can do super effective damage back at us, but we are also doing no damage at all with our moves. So here is a reason as to why Alola Sandslash can be kind of a core breaker for this team. So here comes now a move. I'm just gonna take it. I know they have the Sandslash, so I have nothing to worry about here about Mandibuz. and we can safely farm down right after. At least we have a couple of those foul plays to throw against the shadow version of Alola Sandslash, which is even glacier. Perhaps 2 of those foul plays can just seal the deal. So it's all up to the Regirock and the third Pokemon to do the solid work that they want to, but instead they have a Surfetch'd over here. The battle is not over yet, they have no shields, we have one, and all I have to do is to overfarm just a little bit more and then reach to the Earthquake for big damage on the Surfetch'd. Down they go here, and I have to reach to the Earthquake to bring them to no HP. Perhaps a Stone Edge can also do the work here, but I'm getting too greedy and I fall down now to the CMP. That was a pretty close battle, trainers, and even though I have the Mandibuz still alive and well, I cannot outspeed to the next charge attack, and even my bulk will not help at all. So down I go to the next Ice Punch. Into the final one, trainers, and we're having a Drapion up on the lead. So Drapion is looking pretty good overall for the meta, and against my team it's not that great, but still it has a lot of play with its moves. It's pretty neutral, it can do a lot of solid damage with those large bombs as it seems here, or just go with the crunches against other Pokemon like this Vigoroth. So anyways, they are also gonna apply the debuff here, and I'm not gonna throw my Bulldoze, but instead gonna go for the double body slam, because I know that if I go for the Bulldoze and they block, I have no moves to throw right after, while if I go for the body slam, we can also go for another one even if they let the first one go through. So at this point we're just gonna go in with Mandibuz. I cannot farm down right on time, they have so much energy farmed up, and at this point we're just gonna keep finishing them off with a foul play. The reason I went for the foul play is to kinda have a weird strategy, making them think that I have Shadow Ball as my second charge attack. So it's all about mind games sometimes. Of course it might not work, but still right here the Earthquake worked, and we're just gonna get this victory eventually. So that is gonna be all for today's video, trainers. Thank you for watching and for staying till the end. I know that these battles were against fans of this channel, but still they were pretty fun and pretty informative if you ask me. So with that said, feel free to leave a like before you go, and of course consider subscribing to my channel if you want to see more of my content. Also I have for you 2 videos to check out, so feel free to do so, and I will see you all into the next one.